Genesis, the book of beginnings. It's the first book of the Bible, a book of sacred scripture for Jews and Christians alike. Genesis tells the story of creation, the origins of humanity, and the early relationship between God and humankind. Traditionally, authorship is attributed to Moses, a prophet of immense importance in the history of Israel. Whether or not Moses penned the words of Genesis, its significance is undeniable. It sets the stage for the entire biblical narrative. Within its pages, we encounter the first humans, Adam and Eve, and witness their fateful choices in the Garden of Eden. Their story, and the stories that follow, lay the foundation for understanding the relationship between God and humanity. Genesis introduces us to a God who is both creator and covenant maker, a God who is intimately involved in the lives of his creation. Genesis lays the groundwork for understanding the origins and significance of the Israelites. It is within these early chapters that God chooses Abraham and his descendants to be a special people, set apart for a unique purpose. God promises Abraham that his descendants will become a great nation, inheriting the land of Canaan. This promise, this covenant, becomes the cornerstone of Israel's identity. They are God's chosen people, entrusted with a divine mission to be a blessing to all nations. The story of Abraham's family, his son Isaac and his grandson Jacob, continues to unfold throughout Genesis. It is a story of faith, obedience, and the unwavering faithfulness of God. The Garden of Eden, a paradise where God walked with Adam and Eve in the cool of the evening. But this idyllic existence was not to last. Tempted by the serpent, Adam and Eve disobeyed God's command, plunging humanity into sin and its consequences. This act of rebellion, this original sin, shattered the harmony of creation. Paradise was lost. The consequences were immediate and far-reaching. Pain, suffering, and death entered the world. The relationship between God and humanity was fractured. Yet even in the midst of judgment, God's mercy and grace were evident. He provided clothing for Adam and Eve, a tangible sign of his care and compassion. He promised a future Redeemer, one who would crush the head of the serpent and restore what was lost. Section 4. A Covenant of Hope. God established a covenant with Abraham, a promise that would resonate throughout history. This covenant, marked by the sign of circumcision, was a sign of God's faithfulness and his enduring love for his chosen people. Through Abraham's lineage, God promised to bless all the nations of the earth. He promised to give them a land, to make them a great nation, and to be their God. This covenant was not dependent on human merit or obedience. It was a gift of grace, a testament to God's unwavering faithfulness. It was a beacon of hope, a promise that even in the midst of human failure, God's plan of redemption would prevail. Section 5. From Creation to Covenant. Genesis is structured in a way that highlights the grand narrative of God's plan for humanity. It begins with creation, a cosmic act that sets the stage for everything that follows. We see the creation of the heavens and the earth, the separation of light from darkness, the formation of land and sea. We witness the creation of the sun, moon and stars, the teeming life in the waters, the birds soaring through the air, and the animals inhabiting the land. Finally, we see the creation of humanity made in the image of God, the pinnacle of his creation. From this majestic beginning, the narrative narrows its focus to the story of Adam and Eve, their fall into sin, and the consequences that followed. The remainder of Genesis focuses on the lineage of Abraham, tracing the line of inheritance through Isaac, Jacob, and Jacob's 12 sons, the progenitors of the 12 tribes of Israel. The book concludes with Joseph, Jacob's favored son, rising to a position of power in Egypt, paving the way for the Israelites to find refuge in a foreign land. This sets the stage for the book of Exodus, where God delivers his people from slavery in Egypt, establishing a covenant relationship with them at Mount Sinai. Section 6. The Foundation of Faith. Genesis is more than just a book of ancient stories. It is the foundation upon which the rest of the Bible is built. Its themes of creation, fall, covenant, and redemption echo throughout the scriptures, culminating in the person of Jesus Christ. The stories of Genesis remind us that we serve a God who is both powerful and personal, a God who creates and redeems, a God who judges and forgives. Genesis invites us to wrestle with the big questions of life. Where did we come from? What is our purpose? What does it mean to be human? It offers a glimpse into the heart of God, a God who desires a relationship with his creation, a God who is always working to draw his children back to himself. Genesis is a book of beginnings, but it is also a book of hope, a reminder that even in the midst of a broken world, God is still at work, weaving together a tapestry of redemption and restoration.